Welcome YouTube. This is my second channel, which is Carfix HS Chico. My first channel is HS Chico, that I'll be doing other content with, working out, motivational speeches, a little bit of stuff like that, entertainment. But I wanted to make this second channel just because I wanted to be my own mechanic. You know, I'm 25 years old. You know, I want to learn knowledge. I like cars a lot more than I did back then when I was a kid. But I wanted to give you a background on how it all started on my 2014 Chevrolet Cruze. I got it when I was 21 years old, and towards the end of the summer, and now it's 2025. And I wanted to just show you guys my journey on what I'm doing it, the maintenance and everything. You know, right now it's at 189,000 miles. I got the vehicle when it was 148,000 miles, so it ran up about 40,000+ miles in it, which is pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So the reason I got inspired to wanting to become a mechanic was just the simple fact that my mechanic, who's been really close to the family since I was a little kid, little toddler, whatever you want to call it, I never really knew him, never really met him like that. I just knew that he was close to the family, didn't think too much of him. My mom would always get her car fixed by him until later on down the line, I needed my car fixed, which was my 2014 Chevrolet Cruze, and ended up going to him to ended up fixing it. He did my oil change. He did stuff like that. And when I was hanging out with him one day and he was doing the oil change on this other person's car, I was saying like, hey, can I watch you guys do it? Because I just wanted to know the experience, because, you know, I'm grateful that I got a job really good at, and I'm able to learn about nuts, bolts, and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to wanting to learn, and I told him being able to get the part, put the part on myself, is saving me a lot more money instead of just paying for the part and then paying for the labor as well. So he was like, okay, yeah, of course, I'll put you under my wing. So his son is doing the oil change. So I was like, all right, is it all right if I watch you, man? And I didn't know it was that easy to do the oil change. It's really easy, really simple, and to change the oil filter. So I ended up watching that, and I'm like, man, I feel like I could do this, you know? I don't have a lot of knowledge of it, but I think it's really simple, nuts, bolts, you know, don't make it too difficult than what it is. So, you know, the maintenance of the car is good. It took me from A to B. When I first got the vehicle, the turbocharger and the catalytic converter have always been down until now. And the only problems that were happening before the turbo and the catalytic converter were bad that it is now, it was just a lot of cooling problems. Water pumps, thermostats, water outlets, hoses, etc., and throttle body, things like that. You know, they were minor, but I was able to get them fixed. And what really told me that I really wanted to go deep into mechanic work was the simple fact that he changed my catalytic converter. He took the bolts off, he did everything, replaced it, and he was showing me the honeycomb. Inside the honeycomb was it was just shredded through. So he was telling me, all right, after I replace this part, if your car gets another restriction and it stops, idles, whatever, come back to me, because 9 times out of 10, the metal pieces of the honeycomb will go through the second converter right by the muffler. And he said, yeah. So which it did happen again. So I ended up going up back to him, and then he ended up cutting the bottom converter, and he ended up showing me a video, which I will show you guys what the catalytic converter had, what the converter had inside of it. And it was my turbine from my turbocharger. The little wheel, it went through the bottom of the catalytic converter. It shredded through that, and then it went through the converter, almost damaging it, but it didn't damage it a lot. So I was like, dang, so that's what really ripped it, instead of it being melted. So now that I got the catalytic converter replaced, he put the bottom converter on and welded it up together. He said, now you have to change this turbo, which I'm going to be changing it next week on Friday. I already paid for the part yesterday, so the part should be coming in for a full 5 days. But I told him my day off is Friday, so I will go to you, drop the car off, and just be with you guys. And I asked him, can I get the first-hand experience on wanting to do it myself? You know, I want the experience to be able to just replace the part. You know what I'm saying? I said, just show me the pointers, and I'll go from there. Which I watched a lot of videos on how to disassemble the turbocharger and replace it, and any other shortcuts to being able to get through and put the part on right, check for leaks after that, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, I'm up for it, man. I'm up for it. And I told him that I'll still pay the labor if I could just use your tools, because I don't have any tools. I'm working on getting my own tools so I could, and my own ramps and jacks and PSI air pressure tire machine and things like that. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm down to do that. I'm down to do that. So I'm really lit on that. You know what I'm saying? The car has really been reliable to me. The engine hasn't blown, thankfully, you know, no knock on wood. And the only problem is what I just said, the turbocharger and the catalytic converter and a little bit like that. Nothing wrong with the transmission. I don't have no codes with that. I don't have no codes with any other like internal actual damage. Well, I will show you guys a glimpse of outside the vehicle and over the head, you know, under the hood. So I'll give you guys a better insight. But I know next week on Friday I will be dropping a video, so you guys can see that next week when I drop the video. Next weekend is when I'll drop the video. On Friday is when I'll get the job done, and hopefully you guys can, you know, stay tuned and tune in and just give me any pointers out there to any other future mechanics. Well, future mechanics and expertise mechanics that are good at doing this job. If they can give me any pointers, any knowledge, you know, I'm willing to learn. You know, I didn't graduate college. You know, I graduated high school. I just didn't graduate college. So I want to be able to learn what you guys know, you know, because I want to be able to do this, because my whole goal right now is I financed the car. I owe $3,000 left. So my whole goal is to pay the car off, fix it up to its peak performance. And I'm not talking about stock it up, modify it. I'm not talking about that. Just giving it the best, you know, a best car with no problems, no issues for another 4 years. You know what I'm saying? And being able to sell it, because my goal right now is to also get a truck, because I have 2 kids. I have one on the way and I have a son, and I want to be able to give their mom, my wife, the truck. And then I'll be able to just probably use this to start my business as a buy a car, flip a car. Buy a car, flip a car. You feel me? So I hope you guys have any knowledge of doing that and how to start it. You know what I'm saying? I would really love that. You know, guys, just shoot me a like on the video. Hit the subscription button. And just, you know, enjoy the journey. Enjoy the ride. And, yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. God bless you. HS Car Fix, Chico out. All right.